I just remember when they got her out, it was a lot of excitement, I guess. They took her out right away. The cord was wrapped around her neck. And I remember them bringing her over fairly soon afterwards, but they took her away really quick.
She had signs of her vascular malformation on her leg. At that point, it just looked like a couple birthmarks. And when the pediatrician said, well, it looks like she's got some birthmarks on her leg, she was diagnosed with what's called genuine diffuse phlebic-tasia of Oppenheimer. So basically, it's a malformation of the blood vessels. But eventually, all that blood and fluid in her leg deteriorated the knee cartilage in her knee. And she started having severe knee pain when she was in first grade.
I remember back at elementary school where we had to do these the sprints down and back at the end of the gym, and I was always the last one, and I would always run a bit more funnier than the rest of the kids. So that's when I sort of started to realize I'm a bit different from the rest of the kids.
In 7th grade, all of a sudden, like within a month of school starting, she was in a wheelchair, and it just, her left knee, she couldn't walk on it, she couldn't straighten it.
It was starting to progressively get more painful, and the doctors were prescribing more and more of the heavier pain medications.
So I think Jim and I knew, kind of, we started figuring it out, that she has to have a better life. And we kind of thought that the amputation was probably the best way to go.
Katie and I were sitting in the house together, and we sat down. I said, Katie, here, the doctors are going to basically give you 2 choices on how to handle this. And I explained the knee fusion. And then I said the second option is amputation. And Katie, she teared up. She cried for about 30 seconds. It was literally that short. And she asked me a few questions about the amputation and made her decision. That morning of the surgery, there's a lot of activity going on, so it kind of distracts you up until the point where you have to pick your daughter up. Pick her up and carry her to the gurney that's going to take her to surgery.
It wasn't that hard because I knew that these were my only 2 options. There wasn't a way out of it, and I absolutely knew that I did not want to have the knee fusion done. And so amputation was almost like a bright light for me to start over.
About 3 weeks out of surgery, after her amputation, a local group called Disabled Athlete Sports Association called her up and said, hey, we're going to go bike riding at the local park. Would you like to come?
That was the start of her getting her back moving, getting her to do something.
Katie is an amazing child. She comes to practice every day with a positive attitude. She is willing to work hard and does a fantastic job.
Katie's a very smart girl, and that makes her very easy to coach. She'll listen, and she'll understand what you're saying, and she'll try to do exactly what you ask of her, and she doesn't give up.
Katie jumped in a sled, and it wasn't foreign to her. It was all natural. She took right to the sport. She took right to the players. She listens, and above all, she has the drive. She doesn't quit. I mean, if it's difficult for her, she works harder. You can't teach that.
It's an amazing feeling to know that I can reach out to help a kid who's going through the same process, to know that they have to make a decision on whether to amputate or have another thing done to them. And it's just knowing that I can share with them my story and let them know that it's going to be okay.
It's extraordinary that she can be positive and show other kids that even though they have a disability, that they can do all these things such as swimming and the other sports.
When Katie had her amputation, and I look back at what how she healed, how the doctors, nurses, everybody at Shriners Hospital helped her through that physical part of it, and that's always been amazing to me. What I think the second part of that story is her mentally, way Shriners has helped.
It's just been a wonderful experience for us. And I can't imagine now not having that for Katie and for the rest of the family, the involvement that we've had with the Shriners and with Shriners Hospital for Children. It's been wonderful.
I would just like to thank them for all that they do and for helping the kids and making lifelong changes in their lives and for making my life so much better than it was. And I just thank them for being our family and being our friends, and I'm so thankful for them.